What is up everyone, welcome to my humble reaction channel. My name is Bruno and today we're watching the second episode of House of the Dragon, the Rogue Prince. Last episode, Queen Aemma had a tragic fate. She died giving birth to her son. The king thought it was better to sacrifice her and have the child, but he ended up dying anyway, so it was kind of a downer. I was very shocked, but that happened. Also, there was a huge tournament they were participating in while she was giving birth, and it was supposed to be some kind of commemoration, but it didn't end up that way. It ended up in a funeral, a double funeral. Daemon was being a complete jerk in every scene he showed up. He was a total jackass, and at the tournament he borrowed a page of Oberyn Martell's book of how to lose a battle for being cocky. And at the end, the Princess Rhaenyra was named rightful heir to King Viserys. And now we're going to the second episode. I'm guessing that this rogue prince is Daemon, because at the end of the last episode he was kind of suspicious. He was mounting Caraxes and we don't know what he's about to do, but let's see. The intro song is the same. What? It's the same song from Game of Thrones, which I kinda like because I love that song. It's kinda faster. It has a faster beat. I have a lot of versions of this song in my playlist. There's a metal one that's badass. Yeah, based on Fire and Blood. I only read like 50 pages of that book. I kinda dropped. That's why I don't know very much about this series. What's that? Crap. What's happening here?
He passed in peace, I hope.
Yes, Your Grace. He was found to have passed gently in his sleep. His remains have been
2 minutes into the episode and somebody already died.
Would like to make haste in finding Sir Ryan's replacement on the King's Guard.
Your Grace, my lords.
Rest in peace, Sir Ryan, whoever you were.
What reason does the crab feeder have to fear us? The king's own brother has been allowed to.
Who's the crab feeder again? I already forgot.
Daemon has squatted there for over half a year without even a protest from the crown.
Oh,
A seat at the king's table does not make you his equal.
that's where he was going at the end of the last episode.
I've sent envoys to Pentos and Volantis to see if we might find common cause. Ships and men.
Now that was some familiar names. I remember
Stepstones will be
those.
settled in time.
Pentos and
You have
Volantis.
dragon riders, father. Send us.
Rhaenyra was only 8 years old in the books, right?
Rhaenyra.
It would be a show of force.
This actress is 22,
Princess has a plan.
if I remember correctly.
At least
Perhaps there's some better use for
Yeah, you should trust her.
talents, Your Grace.
Why don't you take
Now
the
that she's your
princess to
rightful heir and
the new
all.
King's Guard posting, Lord Commander.
A fine idea, Your Grace.
This knight will protect you as well. You should choose.
Yeah, she's not in a very good mood since her mother died. I wouldn't be either.
Sir Desmond Caron. Step forward, Sir Desmond. Son of Sir Royce Caron, Sir Desmond has proved strong and steady in both attorney lists and without. Sir Desmond recently brought a would-be poacher to justice.
She's not impressed. Look at her face.
You might thank him for his loyal service, Princess.
we thank you for your loyal service to the crown, sir.
Sir Ryman Mallister, son of Lord Lyman Mallister of Seaguard, winner of the melee at Cider Hall. Sir Ryman was knighted at 8 and
Do
10.
any of these knights have combat experience?
Son of the steward of the Lord of Blackhaven.
Be welcome, Sir Kristen.
He was at the tournament, right?
Dornish marches, Princess. I fought for a year as a foot soldier against the Dornish incursions.
The Dornish.
Sir Arlen Dondarrion knighted me after we raised 2 of the watchtowers along the Boneway.
I choose Sir Kristen Cole.
Yeah, she likes him.
Don't be too hasty, Princess. There's no doubt Sir Kristen is a fine warrior, but houses such as Crickle and Mallister are important.
She liked to see him fighting at the tournament, but will that be a wise choice? Let's see.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat. Should he not?
Of course, Princess.
Well, let us plan Sir Criston's investiture then.
And once she already seen him fight, she trusts him, but she didn't see the other ones fight.
This was the Enobrion, where the blood mages worked their craft.
They're getting kind of close,
It's truly wondrous
don't
what
they?
you've built.
Oh,
What's the purpose
I only
here?
pore over the histories and provide the plans.
What does the Hightower guy wants with it?
Another Valyria, Your Grace.
That depends.
The relationship between these two.
Freehold at its height or at its fall.
Some kind of favor, right?
A navy large enough to span the seas of the world. The glory of old Valyria will never be seen again.
Your wife just passed away, don't do anything. Rushed. Just enjoy each other's company, don't do anything stupid.
What do you mean?
But these days she doesn't say more than a few words to me.
She looks underage.
I think she might find it difficult to discuss personal matters.
It will take time. It did when I lost my own mother.
I wish she would approach me.
What if you went to her?
There are times when I would rather face the Black Dread himself than mine own daughter of 15.
Teenage daughters.
I think she would open herself
The
to
terror of every dead.
you. You do have such an easy way about you, Your Grace.
You do not mention our talks to Rhaenyra, do you? I fear that she wouldn't understand.
I don't think that she wants
No.
Rhaenyra to know about your conversations.
It's only been half a
I think that she's feeling like she's betraying her friend. I don't know.
year since my mother died. And already they tried to marry my father off and replace me as heir.
But again, she's doing this under her father's orders, right? She didn't go to the king by herself. Her father told her to do it.
Oh, those men and how they plot in their secret councils when I've been sent away.
You cannot worry at the matters of lords and kings, Rhaenyra. What if your father were to remarry?
Right away?
Your father loves you.
Yes, he does. But deep down inside, he wanted a son.
He didn't choose me, he spurned Daemon.
And that was kind of the only reason. If Daemon was a little bit reasonable, he would be the heir.
Kneel with me. I find this is a way to be with my mother. Here in the quiet of the steppes.
Be careful with your hair, Hightower girl. Rhaenyra is fine though. Targaryens don't burn.
I know it sounds foolish.
I don't think it's foolish.
Do you think they like each
If not
other?
to me, then
Like. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, poor girl.
Say,
whatever you wish. It's only for you and the gods to know.
Her face says it all.
I want him to see me as more than his little girl. Mine own father does not know the language of girls either.
Well, you are a little girl, but you're also a warrior.
When I wish to talk with him,
And that he doesn't see.
I know that I must make the effort.
thank you.
Cute. No,
Rhaenys is
that's
my
Queen
favorite
Rhaenys,
husband.
right? Yes.
I wish to apologize.
The
for
queen that never was.
tenor at the
Whatever that
Smokehouse
means.
Today, Your Grace. It was not my intent to make offense.
Your fleet is one of the realm's most important assets, Lord Corlys. As king, it is my obligation to avoid war until such time it is unavoidable.
None among us desire open war. Might I speak plainly, Your Grace?
Of course.
The Queen has passed. A girl has been named heir to the Iron Throne, the first in its history.
But who are their enemies right now?
And a blind incursion
I
into
don't think they
Stepstones is the only way to demonstrate that we are not.
To elude
talked
a
about
storm,
it, right?
you can either sail into it or around it. Join our families. Wed our
That's
daughter
not a bad
Rhaenyra.
idea.
Unite the two great surviving Valyrian houses. You can show the realm that the crown's strongest days are ahead, not behind.
It hasn't even been half a year since Emma passed.
The
Half a
realm
year?
expects you to
take a new wife sooner or later, Grace.
That was a time skip.
You could not ask for a stronger match than
Half a year has passed since the last episode. Oh my god. That must be awkward.
We haven't spoken much.
In half a year. That's a little bit too much, don't you think?
A regret of mine.
Talk to him.
We should be free to speak our minds to one another.
Yeah, your father and daughter.
You can say whatever you'd like. You are the king.
I loved your mother. Very much.
I think she knows that. You made a choice. It was a poor choice, but you made it. But then again, she said that she wouldn't want to have another one, right? If that one didn't survive. So if Balon, his son, didn't survive and she survived, she wouldn't want to have another one. So he was between a rock and a hard place. Anyway. Tough stuff.
Sir Harold provided a fine field of tawny knights.
Oh?
But in questioning them,
That you
I discovered
weren't,
that Sir Kristen was the only man among them with true battle experience.
weren't impressed with anyone.
Just a
Just
fine knight of
this
the
one.
King's Guard.
Today at small council,
Paid no mind.
I thought I might have had some insight.
You're young.
But
You will learn.
They were having a reconciliation and then he speaks like that again. She's good enough to be heir, right? Why don't you involve her in these matters? In that way you're already training her to be queen. I don't understand.
This is our best chance to save the digit, Your Grace.
Now his finger too.
The maggots will remove the dead flesh and hopefully stop the advance of the rot.
They didn't say yet if it is grayscale, right? But it's looking like
I
that.
held an audience earlier today with Lord Corlys.
Or is something else?
He proposed a marriage.
To whom? Your Grace?
The Lady Rhaenyra.
And he, Otto Hightower, wants his child to marry the king, right? That's why he did that face. Everyone has an interest.
Lord Corlys has overreached, Your Grace. Such matters must be discussed with a small council.
Or I might be misreading
That's what I'm
everything.
So, what is your advice, dear Otto?
The Lady Rhaenyra is young, Your Grace.
So is her daughter.
I do fear what Rhaenyra might think.
What does it matter, Your Grace? Her mother has passed. Her father must propagate the royal line.
You are the king, but I do not envy you.
And you shouldn't. Now that I think about it, his wounds, the king's wounds, are from the throne, right? He did hurt his finger in the last episode, so that's why they were trying to heal it. Now I get it. It's not grayscale. Grayscale is much faster than that.
What was it like flying the Black Dread? You were Valerian's last rider.
Wait, what? That's Lord Corlys' daughter, right? Oh my god, she's so young. She's very young. That doesn't look right.
Only for a short time, before he died. With Balerion died the last memory of Valyria of... I'm sorry?
Do you know where Vhagar is now?
The Dragon Keepers believe she made home somewhere on the coast of the Narrow Sea. I imagine even dragons get lonely.
Do you imagine dragons?
Your Grace, it would be a great honor to join our houses as they were in Old Valyria.
Don't say like that. You're a child.
So that we might strengthen the royal line and the realm.
Is that what your father told you?
I guess. She's talking like a robot.
What
You
did
can
your
see she
mother
doesn't want that.
That I wouldn't have to bed you.
No, no! Oh my god. A child speaking like that. A child speaking of getting into a man's bed. That's so wrong. 14 isn't better either. 14 is pretty young. But I guess in that universe that it's absolutely normal, right?
my father is a king. It is his duty to take a new wife and strengthen his line.
I did not ask for a lesson in politics. I asked whether this bothers you.
Rhaenyra is your daughter, princess. Does it bother you?
Of course it does.
It should.
But I understand the order of things. I'm not sure.
Well, the order of things are kinda wrong.
If you mean to elicit some anger from me, you should know that you are failing, Princess.
Whether it's to my daughter or to someone else's, your father will remarry, sooner than late. His new wife will produce new heirs, and chances are better than not that one of those will be male. And when that boy comes of age and your father has passed, the men of the realm will expect him to be heir, not you. Because that is
The order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Break a different wheel. Daenerys broke the wheel of slavery, right? Break the wheel of sexism.
But they bent the knee to me and called me heir to the throne.
Do you remind your father's men of that as you carry their... Here is the hard truth, which no one else has the heart to tell you.
And what is that?
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne. And your father is no fool.
The small council is urging me to remarry. Seems the realm wants for a new queen.
Who are you talking to? Ah, I knew
A
it.
good and kind queen will give comfort to your subjects.
Yeah, well, now that I saw the other candidate to marry him, I think he's better off marrying this one. She's young, but she's a little older than the other one, at least.
Lord Corlys Balarion has offered the hand of his daughter, the Lady Lena. I must admit,
He looks wrong in every
I
way.
don't know Lena very.
I'm sure that she is good and kind, and that she will enjoy your company, as I have, Your Grace.
She's a child. I think she's better off playing around than talking to men. That age, nonetheless.
I brought you something.
Another book. Or not. What is that? Oh,
I asked the stonemasons to mend it.
This is a very kind gesture, Alicent.
she wants something in return. Guess what it is?
Come. Your Grace, I've called the small council to...
Oh, what now?
Very well.
Did Daemon do something? Where is he? We haven't seen him this episode yet. Oh my god, who died? A dragon's egg was stolen.
Daemon.
The prince
Daemon.
left. It is the pleasure of Daemon Targaryen, the Prince of Dragonstone and rightful heir to the Iron Throne,
Yeah,
to announce
the
that
rogue
he is
prince.
to take a second wife in the tradition of old Valyria.
I knew he was about to do something fishy.
Lady Her Grace is with child, and is to have a dragon's egg placed in the babe's cradle, in the custom of House Targaryen.
This is being good. Who is Lady Missaria?
We believe Daemon's Hall.
Talk like that.
This Grace.
My brother wishes to provoke me to answer it.
Like he does to everyone.
Your Grace.
What would you have me do? Send him to the wall?
That's not a bad idea, actually. Send him there, motherfucker. Dreamfire. Dreamfire. Oh. Oh.
I will go to Dragonstone and drag Daemon back.
Well, that's personal offense. He chose that one.
Apologies, Your Grace, but I cannot
What a douche.
Daemon is without limit.
He is.
Let me go to Dragonstone. Will you see the king tonight?
If you wish it.
See, she doesn't want to do that.
Good day, Sir Kristen.
My lady.
Please look after the hands, Sir Kristen.
That looks cool. Great scenery. There he is. The douchebag of the year.
Welcome to Dragonstone, Otto.
You're to relinquish the dragon's egg, disband your army, banish your whore,
Yeah, of course he will do that.
Dragonstone by order of His Grace King Viserys.
Where is the king?
Trust it.
His Grace would never lower himself to entertain such a mummer's farce.
Sir Crispin, wasn't it?
Sir Kristen Cole, my prince.
Ah, yes, apologies. I couldn't recall.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
Yep, bitch.
About like a common cutpurse.
I'm simply keeping with the traditions of my house, the same as my brother did for his heir.
Those traditions are for the true-born children of royalty, not for bastards fathered on a common whore.
You've come for the egg. Here it is.
Don't trust
Are
it.
you mad? You'd never survive this.
Well, happily, neither would you.
To choose violence here is to declare war against
Perhaps that's what he wants.
Wonderful.
child and his mother.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, I completely forgot the dragon. Caraxes. At least they should have brought another dragon. Is that another dragon? Yeah, like I said, Rhaenyra. Dragon fight! Her dragon looks prettier. Caraxes is kinda ugly. Not gonna lie.
What are you doing here, princess?
Preventing bloodshed.
Sir Kristen, please escort the...
Yeah, imagine if she didn't come here. They seriously had the balls to go to the guy that has a dragon without dragons. That stupid move.
Take care not to startle Syrax, my lord.
Cyrix.
She's rather protective of me.
Oh yeah.
Where's Hilary to be?
She's not even pregnant and he stole it. Just to anger his
Right
family.
here, uncle. The object of your ire. The reason that you were disinherited. If you wish to be restored as heir, you'll need to
He's
kill
giving
me.
me major Viserys vibes. Viserys from Game of Thrones, not the king. That one was a douche and a half. But at least Viserys was weak. He didn't have anything. This one has a dragon and an army by his side. He's dangerous. Thank you. See, she can handle herself. Her father should trust her.
You swore to protect me, Daemon.
Dragonstone is quite secure.
Not from a dragon.
Until the king decides to reclaim his ancestral seat.
In fact,
He's
nowhere
been
is safe
enough to
with dragons
press his
around.
head on us. I didn't come into your service wanting gold, the power, the station. I came to you to be liberated.
From what?
Fear.
Fear is kind of a prison. When you're hostage to your fear, you can't do anything. You have to confront them. Some way. Her way was to be with a douche. You can't blame her.
Rhaenyra Velaryon.
And she is the eldest daughter of the wealthiest house in the realm. She comes from unimpeachable Valyrian stock, and she has Targaryen blood. What's to mislike?
She is 12.
I was going to say that.
I never asked to remarry.
Just a tiny little
As
bit
king,
reason.
You have
She's
a claim
12.
on all things. You should also consider that we find ourselves on the precipice of war in the Stepstones. And the Sea Snake holds claim to nearly half the realm's ships.
Who's the sea snake? Some Greyjoy?
But the Sea Snake has made a calculated reach, fair play for a man of his position. If you truly want my unencumbered opinion,
I do.
you should wed Rhaenyra Velaryon, Your Grace.
Your Grace, the princess has returned from Dragonstone.
Dragonstone?
He didn't even know. See, now she's looking like a badass. Last episode she didn't do anything. And everyone on the internet said she was badass,
Your Grace.
comparing her to Daenerys. She's not Daenerys. She's getting
You
there.
disobeyed me. You fled King's Landing without a word. You are my only heir. You could have been killed.
But she was not. Chill. But I understand his worry. She has a dragon, she's fine.
And retrieve the egg without bloodshed. A feat I'm not sure Sir Otto could have accomplished alone.
I'm not sure either. He was trembling right there.
Well, I sometimes forget how alike you both were.
Who are you talking about? Queen Emma?
It pleases me to hear you say this. To know that I'm not alone in my grief.
I wish I had known better what to say to you in the aftermath.
Well, you were both shocked.
I
I
struggled to
don't
realize that my daughter
blame
had so
you guys.
quickly become a woman grown.
But 6 months is a lot of time.
Of me.
The king must take a new wife.
Must he? He doesn't have free will.
But you are my only heir. And our line is vulnerable. Too easily ended.
Yeah, he has a point.
Against whom?
Whomever
If she dies, there's no one, right?
I do not wish to make us estranged.
You are the king.
Then listen to her.
And so your first duty is to the realm.
Do it for the people.
I have decided to take a new wife.
It's not gonna be the little girl, right?
I intend to marry.
Who?
The Lady Alison.
I knew it.
Before
Otto's daughter. Thank God.
This is an absurdity.
And I am your king.
Remember that. I was kinda liking you, Lord Corlys, but that attitude kinda reminded me of Daemon. Just because you have a high position in the realm doesn't mean you can do anything. You can force people into marrying each other. You're a 12-year-old child, nonetheless, with a 60-year-old man.
House Valarian's origins reach back to old Valyria.
Who cares?
But unlike the Targaryens, we were no dragon lords.
Here's another idea. Instead of sending your 12-year-old child to marry the king, why don't you divorce your wife and send her to marry the king? That would be wiser. If you want your bloodline to be with the king so much, do that.
I built my house's high seat with the strength of mine own back.
Oh my god. They're already plotting.
We've been passed over too often.
Ay.
Did you call me to Driftmark to remind me of my low standing, Lord Corlys, or was there some other reason?
You've heard of the troubles in the Stepstones?
It was never my brother's strongest trait.
What?
Being king.
If being king means you do some questionable choices, he already did two, and both of them ended up that way, with a knife in his back.
Himself with feasts and balls and tourneys.
I will speak of my brother as I wish. You will not.
Waiting in the Stepstones is a chance for you to prove
Another fucking traitor. What are those? The end. Well, that was kind of a more chill episode, right? Just conversation and planning and betrayals and encounters. The most exciting part was the encounter of Rhaenyra with Daemon in Dragonstone. The two dragons facing off, that was cool. I thought they were gonna fight, and that would have been cool. But I don't know if Syrax would have survived or Rhaenyra. Caraxes is uglier, but he looks strong. The king decided to do the right thing, marrying the Hightower girl. I like that decision, even if he already had come back to stab him in the back. I like this episode. They didn't show Daemon very much because I'm pissed off with that guy. So he betrayed the king, his brother, and now he's gathering an army to do something. Overthrow the king maybe, but let's see what the next episodes have to offer and show us. Rhaenyra stepped up this episode. I liked her this episode. She was badass. And her interactions with the Hightower girl are cute. I want to know if they like each other. Because I don't know if the Hightower girl likes the king. She's just there as an obligation she thinks she has with her father, which she doesn't. But yep, that's it for this episode. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, comment in the comments down below what do you want to see in the next episode. If you're liking it so far, I am. And that's it for this one. Bye guys.